Donald Trump made a major policy announcement just a couple of days ago that on day one as president, he would impose a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico if its government didn't help seal the southern border. What do you make of this announcement? Did he leave it too late, or do you think it'll actually make a difference?
Well, here's the thing about Donald Trump that people forget is he's a master negotiator. He actually, when he was president between 2016 and 2020, when there were some, you might have remembered the migrant caravans approaching the United States, and Donald Trump negotiated with Mexico and put the pressure on them to help stem the tide of those who were trying to enter illegally. And if you remember, the illegal crossings in our country went down dramatically. And so all of that was because he negotiated that. So whether or not he ends up putting that putting those tariffs on Mexico remains to be seen, but it certainly is a negotiating tactic to pull them into the process and get them doing their job on their side of the border. And look, if it turns out they don't do that and we put a tariff on there, I think Elon Musk has talked a lot about what those tariffs would mean, just globally. Trade is important to America, but having manufacturing in the United States is important to us as well. And so I think that we are going to see more tariffs under the Trump administration.
Donald Trump has really created what appears to be a pretty big movement behind him with the MAGA movement. He's got RFK Jr. behind him on doing MAHA. If Donald Trump is not elected, if he's not the 47th president of the United States, what are your predictions? What do you expect will happen?
Well, God help us all if he's not the president. But to answer your question, I think, look, all of these people who you mentioned are people who are interested in seeing America a better place, right? Whether it's RFK Jr. making America healthier again, whether it's Elon Musk, out there proposing people really embrace some of the core tenets of our freedoms and liberties here in the United States. So I think there is this movement of people who will continue to do that work no matter what, but they will be far more powerful and effective under a Trump presidency because they'll really be empowered to really make the change that we really feel like we need to make here in America.
Staying on that hypothetical, if Kamala Harris wins, what type of president can we expect to see? She's flip-flopped on so many issues. What are we going to get?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Who knows? Her actual voting record that we know about when she was in the Senate was left of self-avowed socialist Bernie Sanders. So I would imagine she will just continue to be a far-left radical loon, just as she has always been in her career. I think the people behind the scenes, I mean, we don't even really know who's president now or who at least is pulling the strings now. But clearly it is someone or some group of people who are far left radical activists really trying to destroy the fabric of our country by attacking every, main freedom and liberty that we have enshrined in our Constitution. And so plus just the instability around the world. I mean, we're on the brink of World War III with the Middle East and with Russia. So I just think that, and not to mention China and Taiwan, I mean, there's just so much that could go wrong in the world. We need a strong America. The world needs a strong America so that we can help bring peace to the world.
Tarrant County GOP Chairman Beau Frand, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.